today's video, I'm going to walk you through step-by-step how to create shorts for YouTube using your phone, iMovie, and Canva. And I will break down everything. So if this sounds good to you, stick around. Hey there, Alexa Saranoy here, where I help Gen Xers and beyond grow on YouTube. So the first thing I want to do in this process is I need to decide what short I want to create for the day. This morning, I started off by doing some research, basic statistics about shorts, because I think if I want to convince people to do shorts, then I want to have the statistics backing it up. Once I found research that I found interesting and that I think my audience would benefit from, then I copy and pasted those statistics, just copy and pasted from the website into ChatGPT. I then gave a prompt, ChatGPT, to write a script for this data for a YouTube short that is under 60 seconds and paraphrase the information in order to avoid copyright issues. Then ChatGPT does its magic, which is incredible, and it spits out a script for me. Then I take that script, I copy it into a Google Doc, and I edit it, and I give it more of my voice. So if it says words that I wouldn't say, like shablam, then I put in wow or something like that. Or I edit it slightly to have just my words, and I cut out any extra fluff. ChatGPT gives you the script. It gives you everything, like ideas for what shot you can show, what you can include in B-roll, that sort of thing. So I cut all that out, and I just break it down to being a simple script with just the words that I'm going to say to the camera. I've been hearing in many places that you want to keep your language very basic. People that are watching shorts want to be entertained, and they don't want to think a lot. So using 5th grade level language, wherever you are in the world, is the best approach to shorts. It appeals more to people and it allows less brain work. Then I head over to my phone. If I want to do this fast, I just record using the reverse camera on my phone, and I hold it with my hand and stand in front of a window. And I usually do it in my bedroom because there's a lot of acoustic dampening things in there, such as, fluffy duvets, carpets, a lot of clothes in the closets. So it's a very non-echoey space. And I talk into the phone. While you will see, I have my laptop below me with the script. So I just look down every once in a while and I refer to the script. And as I refer to the script, then I talk back into the camera. It doesn't take long at all. It takes me about a couple of minutes to create a video in that way. I just want to make sure that the room is well lit and there is light coming in. I actually forgot to turn on the lights in this video, so I would recommend turning on any lights in the room that you are using as well, plus the natural light from a window. Then when I'm happy with the recording, I stop the recording and I head over to my computer to start editing in iMovie. Once in iMovie, I bring in all the elements that I need, so any videos or slides I've done or anything like that. With shorts, I usually just add the B-roll as I'm editing. I don't do it in advance. I just add it in as I go. And I get most of my B-roll from Pixabay, which is a free website where you can get images, GIFs, videos, music, and more. So I definitely recommend that. There's a lot of those things out there, like Pexels is another one. I've used that before too. So you can find lots of them out there for free versions and download. It's for copyright free things. So you won't have to worry about losing your monetization on YouTube, because all of the content on there is free use. Once I've loaded everything to iMovie, the first pass I go through the video, I just look for deleting any dead space, any mess ups, any ums or ahs or pauses. And I want to focus on getting it under those 60 seconds. And I try to make sure it's not at 60 seconds, but it's a little bit less. So maybe 57 seconds, just to be safe when I upload it to YouTube, that if they add on any seconds or anything to the video, that it will still upload as a short. So I try to keep it like around 57 seconds. Then the next run through, I start to add in the B-roll. So I'm gonna go into my computer now and show you how this works. Hey guys, so now we are in iMovie on my MacBook. It's a very old MacBook, so it struggles a little bit. But the first thing I do is I usually bring in this 1080 clip, because sometimes when I export, I don't have the option for 1080 there. So I bring this in just to make sure the 1080 option is there. So hopefully you've used iMovie before. If you haven't, we can walk through the basics as we go. But first thing I want to do is I want to get my video from my phone onto my MacBook. And you could use AirDrop. So you could go on your phone, find the video that you did, send it MacBook AirDrop, and now it comes in right there. So then what I do is I drag this from here. I just simply drag it into this area, my media. So this is going to be my YouTube short. I'm going to just drag this down into the timeline now that it's in here. And the first pass through, as I was saying, is I just edit out any dead space or anything like that. And so Command B is going to be your favorite shortcut. So I simply move this timeline cursor to the point here, and I do Command B, and I delete that. And then I watch a little bit.
How YouTube Shorts earnings stack up against YouTube long format videos?
Here, there's a little pause for air where I take a breath. So I'm actually going to delete that because you can move on the timeline with the left and right arrows. So I'm just going to do Command B here, slide over a little bit, and Command B here. And just select this and hit backspace or delete on the keyboard. So then I'm going to keep going.
Well, in this video, we're going to find out how.
So looking at this as 223, I probably have messed up a lot if I don't remember. You could watch it through once already and then, cut out parts that like sometimes I have to redo the beginning a few times. So then I could just skip ahead to the 3 times I've done it and just start with the third one and delete the first 2 in front. But I'm just going to go through right now and let me just skip here. Okay, so it just goes straight into information. So it tells me that I have recorded the intro to the video properly and I don't need to look for more. So let's see what it's saying in this video. Let's break it down.
Well, in this video, we're going to find out how.
And this is saying, well, in this video, we're going to find out how. So I'm going to say I like it, break it down better. So I'm going to delete this, I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to go here at the end, make a crop there because I know I'm going to delete this space.
Creators earn between 1 cent and 6 cents per 1,000 views.
You can see up here that I'm looking down at my script, so I'm going to cut out any of that, obviously. So if I start here, hit delete, I'm looking down at the beginning of that, so I might cut it to where I'm actually looking straight ahead. Oh, and I actually repeat the word creators, so I can actually just delete that.
Creators earn between 1 cent and 6 cents.
So I look down, so I want to make sure that I cut out that.
Per 1,000 views.
So this is basically what I do in the beginning. So I'm going to stop the recording here and then I'll just complete this first pass and then I will show you what the next step is. Okay, so I've gone through and I've edited the rest of the video to get it under 60 seconds. Right now it's showing 105 because I do have this extra video in here for exporting, which I'll share with you later why I do that. If I delete that, we can see that it's at 57 seconds. So I'm going to Control Z and put that guy back in there. So it is under the 60 seconds right now. So now that I've done the first pass through and I've deleted anything that was unnecessary and any ums and ahs, dead space, etc. Now I'm going to go in and add in B-roll wherever I think it's necessary. I don't usually do this in advance. I usually just edit it while I'm in the video. And that works pretty well for me because I can create B-roll pretty quickly. The first part is just saying, are you wondering how YouTube Shorts earnings stack up against YouTube long format videos? So I'm thinking this could have some sort of money GIF in the beginning. So I'm going to go to Pixabay and I'm going to go to GIFs. Go to the drop down here. You can sign up for a free account and I'm going to do money symbol. Maybe I should say dollar symbol actually. Dollars highlighted. We want dollar. This is kind of a cute GIF. Usually if right here it says royalty free GIFs below this line, but sometimes the first column is actually paid content. So you want to make sure that you're in the royalty free GIFs. So I'm just going to scan through here, see if there's anything that's good or eye-catching. And you want to think about, this is vertical format, so you want it to be pretty narrow. So I think I'm going to do, this could be great because it'll be shooting out of me in the video. So maybe that could be interesting. Or this guy is kind of, interesting as well. He could just be sitting on the screen. Maybe he could be, if we go back to the iMovie, he could be sitting up here on top of my head, something like that. So we can decide that. Maybe I go with this one. I'm going to go ahead and get the biggest one. Hit download. You can donate to people when you download their content. So then I'm just going to go to my Finder and grab that because it goes to downloads. So if I go in downloads, it should be at the top, money GIF. I used to drag it right into the timeline, which I think you can do if you have a MacBook that's up to date. Mine is so old, so it was causing problems when I do it that way. So I have to drag it actually into here first, and then I drag it down to here. So I'm going to drag this down, and this has a transparent background, so it will show up on my content, coming out. So let's see how that looks.
Ever wonder how YouTube Shorts earnings stack up against YouTube long format videos? Well, in this video, let's break it down.
I think that's quite interesting. I can just place it on top. I could also do picture in this. So if I go to cutaway option up here, I could do picture in picture, and then I could kind of put it where I want it. So if I want it coming from the top and kind of coming out this way, So it's coming out of my head or something. I could do that so we can see if that looks better. But I don't want to spend too much time on this.
Earnings stack up against YouTube long format videos? Well, in this video, let's break it down. Creators earn between.
I think I like that better. I'm actually going to cut off the beginning because it doesn't do much in the beginning. So I'm going to cut it off to about here where it starts to explode more. And then I'm going to cut it off where I end the intro. So I'm just going to drag it here. I can drag it like this, and when I see that I can drag it, or I can just go on the timeline here, put my cursor here, and then select this and do Control B or Command B, and then I can delete it that way. So either way, now it's simply this.
Wonder how YouTube Shorts earnings stack up against YouTube long format videos? Well,
this is saying creators earn between 1 cent and 6 cents. So I'm going to add in maybe a text that says that as well. I could do a title. So if I wanted to do a title, I could put a title in. If you go up here to titles, and I could put a title that, you know, comes across my face. But these are usually going to be big, like it's for the big format. So I am not going to do that way. I'm actually going to use Canva. And Canva is free. Just need to set up an account. I'm going to do here, I'm going to put YouTube Shorts because I want the size of the shorts so that I know when I'm working in that range. So here I'm going to create a blank YouTube Shorts. And if that option doesn't come up, just select any template and then select everything and delete it. Or I could have looked at the templates and been like, okay, what would be a good one for showing statistics or something like that. So I could do that. Like this might be interesting for showing statistics. I'm just going to go with the untitled design. I'm just going to make a black background. I'm going to go up here to color, black. Then I'm going to change the timeline because I don't need it to be 5 seconds. So when I export it, it's going to export a 5-second video, which is a lot of data. So I'd rather keep the file as small as possible because I'm adding a bunch of these into it. So I'm going to go down to about 2 seconds maybe is good. People can get the information pretty quickly. Then I'm going to go to text. I can just add a heading or add a subheading really fast, but I'm going to look for a font that I like that's quite clear. Maybe this could be good. Okay, and then I'm just going to type in 0.01 cent to 0.06 cent. I'm going to delete this other word. I'm going to scale this up. Maybe I get rid of this C and do to 6 cents. And maybe I actually put this on the next row. And you can, play with these however you want. So 1 cent to 6 cents. I could also add in some money icons or something like that. So if I go into elements, I can put in a dollar, or maybe I could do a cent sign. So I like this, so I'm going to add this down here. And because this gets it across really fast, and I'm going to maybe delete this cents. And I'm going to add in, maybe I can change the colors on these, I'm not sure. Let's see, I think I can, so I'm going to change it to this gold color. Yes, I can, great. I'll move this back up because you want to make sure all of your stuff is kind of in the middle zone because the stuff is going to get cut off at the bottom for, you're going to have recommended videos and likes and hearts and stuff at the bottom. So you want to keep everything in the center. 1 cent, I'm going to do Control C, Control V to copy. You can also just do duplicate here, drag it over. And you also don't want things too close to the edge, but I'm going to just put this on here because dragging my mouse over top of everything and then just sliding it more to the center. So I like that for this graphic. So I'm going to share and then I'm going to hit download. And it's going to say MP4 here. If you just want a flat image like PNG, JPEG, you can choose that from the dropdown. But I'm going to have it animate. Oh, I want to make sure it actually is animated. Go ahead and add animation on here. So you select background, hit animate, and let's do something that I like. I think I like that one. Okay, so now that has animation on it and we can go to download. If you want to save on file sizes, you can just do a JPEG or PNG and that will be less information. So then it downloads the video. I'm going to go back into my iMovie and I'm going to grab that file There it is. And I'm going to put it where my cursor is here, but I'm actually going to first drop it into my media because, like I said, my computer can't handle much lately. So I'm going to then drag it to here and put it on top. So here we go.
For YouTube Shorts, that's approximately.
Okay, that's not one. I say, okay, I start to say 1 cent right here. You can use an M to make a mark. So if you want to just run through all your content, make notes of what kind of GIFs or things you want to grab, then you can go back and put it in once you grab everything if you want to do it that way and go to those markers. So I'm just going to put this here, like that. I'm going to put it a little bit ahead because it is animated, so I want it to show up when I'm saying 1 cent and 6 cents. So now I check. It is saying it at the right time. So 10 and 60 US dollars is what the next thing is. So I'm going to go back to Canva, use the same template, and just change this to $10 symbol. I'm going to use this because I want to be able to change the color. So that looks like it would just be this gold color. There we go, shrink it down. And then I move it. And again, I'm going to select everything and kind of drag it more to the center. The red lines that show up are guides. So if you see like a red dash line, it's a guide of lining it with something in the template or in the artboard. So here we go. I'm going to change this actually now to, so I have the pro version right now. So that's why I can select things that have this little crown on it. Otherwise, you can only select things that are, or you could use them, but they'll have a watermark on them. Okay, actually, I don't like that color scheme, so I'm going to do this one. Go, shrink it down, put it there. Perfect. Now I'm going to share, download, and download. You can change the title of your files up here. I can change it so I know where it's importing if you are working in a more organized fashion. But I'm just going to go ahead and grab it now. It should be in here almost. Now it is. And I'm going to drag it here. And then I will drag it down to my timeline where I have that marker, or the timeline marker. I'll put it a little bit ahead.
Between 10 and 60 US dollars.
I might duplicate this. So I'm going to select it, do Control C, Control V, and it puts it right at the end. So then I can see.
Between 10 and 60 US dollars.
Perfect. Okay, so I've done this a few times now. I don't want to bore you. I've shown you how to take something like Pixabay in. I've showed you how to do Canva. I'm going to finish doing this, and then I'll show you what the next step is. So now I've finished editing. If you want to add in music, you can. I'll just quickly show you how to do that with Pixabay. If you go to Pixabay and then you look up, you scroll down here and you put music, and then you can say like happy or whatever you want, maybe techno, electronic, whatever. And then you can play test some of the music, and then you can add it to the background of the video. So I'm just going to pick one real fast and add it in. Sometimes it's not good to pick the first ones that show up simply because a lot of people might be using them. So I tend to scroll to another page and see what's down here. So maybe let's go to Joyful and Happy. And just scroll till you find something you like. I'm just going to take this. And you want to make sure it's longer than, like, make sure it's at least 60 seconds or under, like, whatever the length of your video is. So I just take that, and then I'm just going to drop that in. I'm going to go to the beginning of my video, grab that music, which is here. Of course, I'm going to drop it in here. I could just drop it directly in if I had a better computer. I'm going to drop it down here. And then it's going to be quite loud. So to reduce the sound, you can just, when you hover over this line, you just want to drop it down. I like to do around 9 or 10. So it's in there now. Sometimes I find that music is distracting, so I'm just going to delete it, but I just wanted to show you how to add it in if you want it. Some videos I put it in, some I don't. This is high statistics, so I feel like it needs to be, more focused, so I'm not going to have it. I'm going to delete that by just hitting backspace. Okay, so now I'm going to export it. For me, I need to export first with this in order to get the right size. So I don't actually export, I just do the process where I go up here and I hit export file. And then I just make sure this 1080 option is available. It's not available if I don't put this in there first. It's some glitch. So now I can delete this and then I can export it. So I'm going to export it, and I'm gonna hit next. I'm gonna try to save this on my desktop. I usually save it on an external file, a hard drive, because I don't have, this computer just struggles so much, but I'm just gonna try. for now. And then you'll see up here, the circle is for the progress of the video processing. Now you can see it's starting to render it out. Now it's almost done. A few more little pieces of the pie to fill in, and it's done. And it will have a pop-up that says share successful. Now we have the video saved on, I saved on the desktop, so we can go over to YouTube and upload it. And I'm going to show you why I put this into Canva, because for some reason on my computer, even if I look at the properties of the MP4, they are the right ratio for shorts, but when I load it in, I'll show you when I load it into YouTube, it doesn't recognize it as a shorts, and I'll show you how to tell if that's happening with you. So we go to upload videos once you're logged into YouTube, and you go find the video, so hit select files, YouTube stats, open. So right away I can tell that this is not considering it as a short because it's saying thumbnail, upload thumbnail. Right now on YouTube Shorts, you cannot, as of the recording date of this video, you cannot add a thumbnail. Now I can tell, okay, it's not thinking it's a short, it's thinking it's a long format video, even though it is the right ratio as a short and the right length. So something's going wrong. And that is why I do this extra step in Canva to ensure that it does read it as a short video. So I'm actually going to close this. It's going to be a draft in here, and I can delete that draft. So I'm going to go ahead and do this and go to more actions and hit delete forever. It's going to ask you, are you sure? And yes, I want to delete forever. And then it will delete that. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you how in Canva, how we finish the process and how then YouTube recognizes it as a short video. So we go into Canva, we do the same thing. We look for YouTube Shorts template. So just go to YouTube Shorts. Then I'm just going to do create blank YouTube Shorts. Then I'm going to go, once it opens, I'm going to upload my video to here. So I'm going to go to uploads on the left-hand side over here. And this is all available in the free version. Upload file. Then I'm going to open YouTube stats video again, open it. It's going to bring it in here. You'll see it loading, and you can actually use it before it loads. So I'm actually going to just click on it. It'll pop it in to here. And I'm going to then scale it out by dragging these ends to make it hit the top, like so. It should snap to the top, and then I'm going to drag it to the bottom over here, there, and make sure it's centered so there's no black showing. Perfect. Then once it's set like that, all I need to do is so you can see it's 57 seconds long. I can rename it here. So I'm going to rename it. This video is about making money on shorts. And then I'm going to share and pick a place where you want to save it. Go down to download, and before video, make sure it says that. And it said download will be available after processing is complete. So it's processing it a little bit. Okay, now I can download it. So download. And then once this is full, it will be fully downloaded. Now it has saved the file. So now I can go to YouTube, go to create again, upload videos, select file. And I want to make sure I select the right file. So this is the desktop version, but I downloaded it and I named it something else. So there it is. I open it. And now what you'll see when it opens up in YouTube, it won't give you the option for thumbnail. The thumbnail, it says, for now, you can't change the thumbnail on your short. So you know it's actually a short. At least for now, when this video is recorded. That might change in the future if they add thumbnails. But this is a really quick way of telling, does it understand that it's a short? You used to have to do a hashtag in the title, like hashtag shorts in this title, but you don't have to do that anymore. So this now says it's a short. I can go in and fill out the rest of this information and upload it to YouTube and post it. Well, but you know what? Let's walk through that too. Let's walk through everything. So this one, I had done this script. So I'm going to actually copy this script, YouTube statistics. So I'm going to copy this script, and I could have done this before I started this process, but you know, it's shorts, so you kind of just go with them. I'm going to go to ChatGPT, chatopenai.com. I'm going to paste in this script, and I'm going to say, write a title, description, and tags for this video. And there's misspellings, but you know what? It understands. Paste in my script, hit enter, or hit that arrow, and now it works its magic. Here's the title, here's the thumbnail title, description, and keywords. Should you use YouTube Shorts to grow? Don't miss this. Perfect title. So I'm going to copy and paste that. I'm going to go back to channel content and bada bing, bada boom. But you could actually use this as your title because they only see such a short amount of words for your title. So maybe I could actually use the thumbnail title instead. YouTube Shorts grow fast. Should you use? I think I might use that. YouTube Shorts grow fast. So I go back to channel. I'll put in the copy and paste the description. You can add in more information if you want to, or more keywords or whatever. I'm actually gonna, again, like I said, change this to the thumbnail. And I'm not gonna edit so much of this video because I wanna really show you the process I go through when I'm doing this. And then I go down, I could put this in a playlist. I'm not going to, I don't really put my shorts in playlists unless it's like a tutorial. And then tags, just go to tags, and here are the cat tags. If I want more tags, I could ask it for more tags. So I'm gonna do this. I think it could have more tags. Again, you don't even have to put tags in, but I like to cover my bases. So create a list of tags related to growing a YouTube channel for monetization and growth, something like that. Separate by commas. And the reason I separate by commas is because it's easy to copy and paste into the tags. I don't have to do any extra work. So now I just select that, copy it, and Control V or Command V and paste it in. So now I have more tags. I can read through them, make sure they're actually accurate with what the video is saying, and I think it's fine. And then I just go to scroll all the way down and make sure everything is okay with you. Go to next. You can add a related video to the end of the video, which will just show up a title in the video. So I'm just going to add maybe monetization or something, generate content ideas fast. Actually, I think I will use this video because it's related to making money on YouTube. Hit next. Next, you'll see it tell you if any copyright issues are found. No, so next. And then I would hit public. You can schedule a time to post it if you want to. I'm just gonna go ahead and post it now, why not? And soon you guys will see this online and you will be watching this video and be like, oh, that's the video she made. So there you have it, now it's on there, and then I'm gonna go share this and get it growing as fast as possible. So there you have it, start to finish, from creating to editing to publishing a short. It takes less than a half hour for me to do these. If you edit even less, if you don't add B-roll, it can be even faster process. So definitely jump on shorts. I think they bring in lots of subscribers that you might not have access to otherwise. Thanks for watching. Bye.